Hey everybody, Chris Englebert with Englebert Financial Advisors in beautiful Allentown, Pennsylvania with this week's Rotella CubeCast update. You can see by the slide behind me, we are titling this week, When Will I Get My Tax Documents? So what happens obviously every single year is tax time comes around, a la tax season. And in my career, it used to be that people would get their tax documents that they needed pretty quickly, but because of the volumes of information that now has to be produced for 1099s, it is taking longer and longer to get all of your tax documentation. Now, remember, if you're working, you should have gotten your W-2 from your employer already. However, if you have investment accounts, that's going to take some time. And what ends up happening is that all of the custodians have to spend a lot of time compiling all of the interest and dividends that you receive. So if you have a taxable account, either an individual or a joint account, and you received any kind of dividends or interest, you're going to get a 1099 that you need to take to your accountant. Also, if you've taken a distribution from your IRA or from a 401k or other retirement plan, you're going to get what's called a 1099-R. These are all important documentations. Now, back to that 1099 for a second. Not only are you going to get dividends and interest, but if it's a taxable account, either individual or joint, we're not talking about IRAs here, but if it's a taxable account, you're also going to get a summary that shows you all of your short-term gains and long-term gains that you obviously need to pay taxes on. So the fastest way to get this information is to set yourself up online with your custodian, whether it's Fidelity, Schwab, TD. We happen to use TD Ameritrade at our practice. TD has already sent us numerous communications that by the first or second week in February, you're going to be able to go online and download your 1099 and your 1099-Rs and your summary statements to bring to your accountant. It's not going to happen till the first or second week in February. And the fastest way to get this information is to log on to your account and download them online. Now, if you happen to have a limited partnership, you're getting a K1, good luck. And we say that in all sincerity, K1s don't have to come until the end of March. So if you know, for example, that you have a K1 in a taxable account, you're not going to be getting your K1s till the end of March. Now, many of your accountants will start doing your taxes. If you do have K1s from the year before, they'll know that you have these and they'll be prepared to put that information in there. But that information takes the longest to get to you. The other thing that you should do is you should be on the lookout for corrected 1099s. Sometimes those come as well in mid-March if you have something a little bit different or something going on with your custodian. Typically, the corrected 1099s that we've seen in the past are not a big deal and you really don't have to worry about them. Many times people get them and they're panicked and they're like, oh, I got to run to my accountant. He's already done my taxes. And literally it might be $1 or $2 here or there. Now, the one tip that we want to give everybody for tax time is ask your accountant how much sense it would make for you to make an IRA contribution. Your accountant literally has the software up, he's running it, and he's doing your taxes, and say to him, hey, listen, how much would I save if I threw $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 into an IRA before I file my taxes on April 15th? He'd be able to tell you, and you have until April 15th to make that IRA contribution for 2021. So we wanted to discuss this week about when your tax documents are going to come. Don't make your appointment with your accountants too early. The earliest I would make them is midweek to third week in February. If you get online, you'll get your tax documentation, and then you can get to your accountant, you can do your taxes, and please use a CPA to do your taxes every year. That's all we have for this week. We'll be back next week. Talk to you soon.